What's good, y'all? It's Bree from the D in the cut. You feel me? Did you miss me? I didn't sit in on that interview, but I listened, and it was super dope. It was super nice to meet them. So really expect some more music from them on SOB Radio for sure.
I missed you.
I
missed you.
Quinn, it was been 5 minutes. Stop.
That was my first. That was my first Saturday Kickoff interview without you.
It wasn't.
Yes, it was.
You went ahead and interviewed Fight without me. He's so stuck. He's stuck, y'all.
Okay, well, you interview.
I interviewed Paris Noel without you.
Yes, and
nobody else.
Okay, so we 1-1.
We 1-1. High five.
High five.
That's the one.
Okay, that's the one.
All right, y'all. We about to get into Decoded. Decoded is a kind of new segment here on Saturday Kickoff. I've done it before with Bryson Tiller's album. When that dropped, I was like up midnight, checking, listening, had the blog up next day. We about to do the same thing. So last night, I went and saw Black Panther.
Okay.
And before that, actually like 2 days before that, I think the soundtrack dropped on the 15th, and I went yesterday to go see it. So we about to decode this soundtrack, y'all.
Okay.
All right, so soundtracks really are like an element of storytelling that people forget about when it comes to the movie. I think they're important. They get swept off into like the fluff and the sound, like, oh, this is a nice beat, yada yada. But it's a whole nother like visual element and all that. So the soundtrack of the Black Panther was produced by Kendrick Lamar, and then Top Dog from the owner of TDE Entertainment, and then Ryan Coogler, the director. Let's get into these visuals. The cover art is just the black, cover art, but with the necklace that, spoiler alert, the necklace that is actually the suit, the Black Panther suit. So that's how his like suit comes out. It's like, it's cool. I don't know how to explain it, but he puts the necklace on, and then the suit just like.
Oh, like Iron Man, kind of.
Not like. He's cooler than Iron Man. It's like a skin tight suit. It's not all metallic and stuff. It's like a second skin for real.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm feeling it. And so there's been, I think, so far just 2 videos that are out with this. So the first one is the All the Stars video. It's the lead single, and it's directed by Dave Free, the Little Homies. This director has worked with Kendrick Lamar for a long time, and he has like a repetitive theme, in his creatives, and it's super dope. He likes to use special effects a lot. And then he likes, like, one scene that you'll notice in, like, both of the All the Stars videos and in the King's Dead video is, like, say he'll have the star, so Kendrick, or, like, say it was J-Rock or SZA, like, sitting there rapping their stuff, and then, like, all of the extras are doing the movement and talking and or dancing and stuff like that. So that's one of the themes that I've noticed with Dave Free, the Little Homies.
Okay.
The music video has African themes, imagery of tribal symbols, and like the universe, all the stars, and they're saying like, girls who listen to it can see they're close to their dreams, and that's the whole thing. But a kind of controversy that's surrounding this video is that an artist by the name of Lena Victor said that at the 22-minute 59 mark, they use a 19-second segment that incorporates not just the immediate, identifiable, and unique look of her work, but also many of the specific copyrighted elements in the constellations, a series of paintings, and including stylized motifs of mythical animals, geometric forms on a black background. Like that is like she has a whole like theme of art. She lives in the UK, like in Europe, and so she has a whole theme of art, like a gallery and everything, and that's her signature. And that they've approached her twice to work with her on the film. She declined respectfully, but they still were inspired and by her work to the point that it looks like they kind of like copied it.
Okay.
So I mean, to settle it, she's okay with just a public apology and like pay, because it's copyrighted, pay the licensing fee.
Right.
Know what I'm saying?
I saw that story.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my thing about that kind of a little bit is just that music and art is so like you can be inspired by so many things. You can only do so much with tribal art, Tribal art is going to be lines. It's going to be a geometric shape. It's going to be that on some type of background. Yeah. So like to a point, like how can you say what is specifically taken from you? And like if there's a picture, I'll put it up in my blog that'll be up tomorrow. You can take a look at yourself and see it. I see similarities, but I see the same similarity in every single tribal piece.
Yeah, because, tribes are, very specific, though. Like, it's that's specific true. Looks, what I'm saying? So it's hard I get what you're saying. You're saying it's hard to deviate from that.
Yeah. So I think the only reason that she has like a a standing ground or whatever is because they've approached her twice. They know what her work looks like.
Right.
And I don't think it was any malicious intent at all. Like, honestly, I'd be like, she didn't want to work with them, so it's not like I'd be flattered, but it's just like, dude, this is my work. Chill out.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
The video I love. SZA's part I love. Kendrick's, the imagery of that All the Stars is like the most related to the movie and the visuals, because everything else, like when it comes to soundtracks and then like the what's it called? The musical scores are totally different. So the soundtrack is like the lyrics, the rap, the songs, or whatever, and then the musical scores are the instrumentals that you hear in the music in the movie, and we'll get to that later.
Right.
So the King's Dead video drops, like I said, on the 15th. It's also directed by Dave Free, the Little Homies, and this one's interesting. So it opens with like Kendrick chilling in a palm tree, like mad feet above the ground.
Okay.
And like, you know, he's eating, it's called elote, which is like the corn on a cob in a stick. It's that Mexican dish where they put the mayo and the little chile and stuff, like chilling, eating.
Okay.
And then it goes to like a Wolf of Wall Street type scene where he's like chilling in like a business area. You know, Kendrick, yeah. I'm just like, I don't get the story or the connect, but I'm here for it nonetheless. I just wish, like, I couldn't find anyone decoding it, so I might, you know, try and put my own little interpretation on it myself, but I'm never good at anything like that, period. Like, I just take stuff for face value. It's like, oh, it's a red line, so it's a red line. But people be like, no, like, the red represents their soul, and, like, their soul means it's, like, they're hurt. I'm just like,
yes.
Nah, dog. It's a red line.
Yeah,
so
it's a red line.
I don't get it. But it was cool nonetheless. They also have a really cool scene that like looks inspired by like Solange and her like Cranes in the City of the Weekend. They were like on top of buildings, rapping and stuff. It has J-Rock and Future in it.
Okay.
Super dope. Oh, you know that line in King's Dead where Future's like la-di-da-di-da, la-ba-mi-da, da-da-da-da. You know that? You're not hip.
No,
Quinn.
I'm not hip. I'm not hip. Wait.
Dog,
It's from what?
Get Quinn. It's from that song King's Dead. And Kendrick, Future's like, la-di-da-di-da, slap-o-mi-da.
No, not hip.
In the video, he needed to pull out some twinkle toes or something to go along with that, but he didn't. He was just like, you know how he hood? He's like, la-di-da-di-da. Like, that don't fit.
Yeah. Like, he was like crumping with it. Like.
Right. Basically, nah, he's just normal. I'm just like, nah, like that, la-di-da-di-da, you switched it up. I'm like, yeah, but nah, it didn't fit. So, I actually want to, later on, I'm going to try and reach out to, like, the directors and stuff, because these visuals were put together really well.
Oh, yeah, we should definitely do that.
Let's do it. And then on to the audio. So, okay, yeah, everybody wants to know who's featured on it. And if you haven't noticed, it's SZA. It's like a lot of the TDE. So, SZA, Schoolboy Q, J-Rock. Then there's Future, 2 Chainz, Travis Scott, Vince Staples, Mozzie. I don't know how to say them still, and I looked it up and nobody know how to say it, but I'm just saying SOB, RBE, The Weeknd, or Georgia Smith, and Khalid, right? But what I noticed, y'all should see me clapping. The producers went crazy on this to me. Like, that's what's really interesting. So one of my favorite producers as of recently is Teddy Walton. He produced Crew, and he produced Love by Kendrick.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. Dude's crazy good. So he also was on this, and he helped produce King's Dead with Mike Will Made It. And so they went crazy on that. There's, like, the whole overall sound of the album has, like, a revolutionary, like, you know.
Yeah,
you just, like, pump your shoulders and you're like, I'm that one.
It's something about the lineup of the artists on the project, and it's like they make sense being together.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the perfect...
I didn't mention Anderson .Paak. So at the end of Paramedic into whatever song comes after it, that Anderson .Paak intro and the way it's smooth, like I was just saying earlier, how you just like transition like so effortlessly into one song from one song to the next.
Yeah.
That is one example that does it so well. Like, it's just like no line of demarcation where it's like this song ends and this one starts. It's just like, oh, when did Anderson .Paak get on this song? Like, this song like about 20 minutes long. Like, it's super dope, and I love that about it.
Okay.
Let's talk about SOB x RBE, okay? Their song, just SOB RBE, period. I know how to say it now, y'all.
Okay.
Their song Paramedic, bro, have you heard it?
No.
Straight up Detroit, period.
Straight up Detroit.
Straight Detroit. Okay, so it's 4 dudes, right?
Okay.
And so they all have their different flow. They're all from California. The name of their city is called Vallejo. You know, the J is a H, so you'd be like Vallejo.
Vallejo.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So it's 4 dudes, and the SOB RBE stands for Strictly Only Brothers Real Boy Entertainment. One of the dudes has a like Californian flow, but one of them for sure has a Detroit flow. And it is produced, that song is produced by Sounwave, which is a TDE producer, and he is on like 90% of this album. And then there's Cuz Beats, who's from Germany. He's worked with Drake, Nicki Minaj, Migos. He did Motorsport, all that. He's on there. Okay. And then there's DJ Dahi, who's a LA producer. So these dudes, I really like. You may have heard their song. It's called Anti. But that also has a really Detroit sound, and it has Detroit type visuals. And maybe I'm biased because it could be Chicago, but definitely Midwest.
I feel like, oh man, see, now I'm gonna have to do my research because I feel like I've heard it.
No, you've heard Anti, and you probably thought it was a dude from down the street.
No, I think I know what you're talking about because you know who remixed it?
Who?
Sweetie.
What?
Yeah, I swear. Listen. Go to.
Oh snap! I have heard Anti. Yes. Yeah. I definitely have to go back. Yes, that's where I've heard it from.
Yeah.
And yes, that's that bounce.
Because she started out like YSL clutch.
Yeah. That's that bounce. Okay, so they have that Detroit bounce and everything, and I'm just glad that we're out there making waves. Shoot, probably payroll when he was out there working with Cardo out in LA and stuff. They was freaking like, ooh, this is nice.
We influential.
They're young dudes. They're young dudes too. Yeah. So they look like a not a Doughboy. What is Lonnie? He was in Band Gang. Lonnie Bands is in Band Gangs, right?
Yeah.
So they remind me of young dudes like that.
Okay, wait. So say that, you know, I'm getting hip with you too. So don't feel like you alone.
Dog,
what's the name again? What's the name again?
SOB RBE.
SOB RBE. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
It stands for Strictly Only Brothers Real Boy Entertainment.
Okay, cool.
Lord, that's a mouthful. What's up with these names? We got it though. That's the one.
Yep.
So moving on to that sound score, which really stood out to me. Like, you know how you in the movie and say it's a fight scene or like is they're doing the scenery and stuff and that music that's playing?
Yeah.
This wasn't no typical like violin. It wasn't no typical hip hop. Like they pulled a song from somebody that already exists. This man by the name of, I'm going to butcher his name too, Ludwig Göransson. He's Russian or German. He collaborated with Coogler, who was the director, Ryan Coogler, who's only 31 years old, by the way, and has done Fruitville Station and Creed and works on Rocky. They collabed. Ludwig went to Africa, worked with local musicians in Senegal and South Africa, and he killed merging that authentic drum, that authentic African music sound, their chants, their, you know, calls and stuff with hip hop. And bro, when I tell you, like, it's this one scene where I don't remember their names.
Right,
Black Panther was just like walking in his suit, and that music was popping. I was like,
okay,
this is nice. Yeah, I really, really was rocking with it. So we about to listen to that one SOB RBE song. Oh, also at the end of King's Dead, they have you that chant and stuff too, like that sound. So they do incorporate it into the soundtrack a little bit.
Okay.
But that's my decoding of that soundtrack, y'all.
I liked your decoded segment because you know what? I would have never I would have only imagined what the process of putting together this soundtrack. We got to start breaking this down and appreciating everybody who's put into it. This is just like to give a nod to all of the producers, to give a nod to the artists, to even like the musical score. I'm finding is really important because like people have won Grammys for stuff like this. So yeah, you guys can catch this on the blog tomorrow. Okay. We about to get into some music real quick. This is SOB RBE Paramedic, y'all. Turn it off for me. Oh, I was off. This is not that song.
No, the one called Anti from the music.
Oh, okay.